Breaking news. Death penalty is now on the table for 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, the man accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk in a shocking attack at Utah Valley University. Prosecutors say the evidence could bring the harshest punishment allowed under law, and the investigation may even expose others to serious federal conspiracy charges. Tonight, we break down everything you need to know about the charges, the evidence, and the legal battle ahead. Death penalty is now in play as prosecutors weigh the future of Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a public speaking event at Utah Valley University on September 10, 2025, in a shocking act of political violence that has shaken communities nationwide and sparked urgent debates about justice, security, and accountability. According to charging documents, Robinson faces multiple state counts, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of firearm causing serious bodily injury, and obstruction of justice, all of which carry the most severe possible consequences under Utah law. Prosecutors argue that Robinson's alleged actions meet the legal threshold for aggravated murder, not only because of the targeted nature of the killing, but also because the shooting endangered numerous bystanders in a crowded venue, a factor that under Utah statutes allows the state to seek the death penalty. Early court filings revealed disturbing details. Investigators claim Robinson admitted his involvement in a conversation with a family member, and evidence presented so far includes surveillance footage showing a suspect in clothing matching Robinson's, a vehicle identified near the crime scene, and additional witness testimony that connects him to the fatal attack. Robinson has been ordered held without bail, a decision that underscores both the severity of the allegations and the perceived risk he poses if released. At this stage, the case remains primarily within the jurisdiction of state prosecutors, but federal agencies, including the FBI, Department of Justice, and other partners, continue to coordinate behind the scenes, leaving open the possibility that additional federal charges could be brought if investigators determine that Robinson's actions were part of a broader conspiracy, or if others are found to have assisted, encouraged, or enabled the attack in any way. This possibility raises profound legal questions, as associates of Robinson could themselves face charges ranging from obstruction to conspiracy if evidence shows they had knowledge of or involvement in the planning or aftermath of the crime. The legal process now entering motion will be lengthy and complex, with arraignments, hearings, and trial preparations expected to span months, if not longer. Legal experts emphasize that Robinson, like every defendant, is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and will have the opportunity to mount a defense, challenge evidence, and question witnesses. Yet the severity of the allegations, combined with the public profile of the victim and the political nature of the event, ensures that this trial will attract extraordinary national attention, with every development scrutinized by media outlets, legal analysts, and a deeply divided public. For many, the case is not only about Robinson's alleged guilt or innocence, but also about larger issues: the safety of political leaders and activists, the rising specter of politically motivated violence, and the use of capital punishment in modern America. In Utah, the death penalty remains legal under strict circumstances, and if prosecutors formally pursue it, Robinson's case could reignite long-standing debates about morality, deterrence, and fairness in the justice system. Some political leaders and commentators are already calling for the harshest possible sentence, framing it as necessary to send a message against political violence, while others urge caution, warning that rushing to judgment or politicizing the legal process could undermine public trust in the rule of law. Meanwhile, investigators continue to piece together Robinson's background, his possible motives, and whether he acted alone. The affidavit and statements filed so far suggest deliberate planning, but they also leave many unanswered questions. Did Robinson communicate with others about his intentions? Were there warning signs missed by friends, family, or institutions? Could this attack have been prevented? And if so, how should security procedures change in future? These questions not only shape the investigation, but also fuel public debate as universities, political organizations, and law enforcement agencies across the country reevaluate safety measures for high-profile speakers and public gatherings. The potential for associates or acquaintances of Robinson to face legal consequences also looms large, since under federal law, even indirect involvement, such as providing aid, resources, or encouragement, can trigger serious conspiracy charges, carrying decades-long prison terms. This dimension of the case adds another layer of uncertainty, as communities wonder whether Robinson was a lone actor driven by personal motives or part of a wider, more coordinated network. For now, the next steps in the case include formal charges, preliminary hearings, and pretrial motions, with prosecutors expected to reveal more evidence as proceedings unfold. Defense attorneys will likely challenge the admissibility of Robinson's alleged admissions, question the reliability of surveillance evidence, and argue against capital punishment as a potential sentence. The process will be slow, meticulous, and highly contested, as both sides prepare for what could become one of the most consequential trials of the decade. Beyond the courtroom, the assassination of Charlie Kirk has already had a chilling effect on the political climate, intensifying polarization and fears about the safety of public discourse. Supporters mourn the loss of a prominent activist, while critics reflect on the broader dangers of heated rhetoric and the escalation of political conflicts into violence. Ultimately, Tyler Robinson's trial will not only determine his personal fate, but also set legal and cultural precedents. If the death penalty is pursued and applied, it may influence future cases of political violence and shape how the justice system responds to attacks on public figures. If federal charges are eventually filed, the case could expand even further, highlighting how state and federal jurisdictions interact in complex, high-profile prosecutions. With every step forward, new details will emerge, shaping public understanding of events and influencing how Americans think about justice, accountability, and the fragile boundaries of political expression. Until then, the case remains open, the investigation active, and the stakes immeasurably high, not only for Tyler Robinson and his possible associates, but for a nation still grappling with the consequences of violence at the heart of its democracy.